Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel, and today we are checking out some more Star Trek the original series. This time we are checking out Season 2, Episode 15, The Trouble with Tribbles, and then we are jumping into Season 3, Episode 2 with The Enterprise Incident. We are almost done the Star Trek journey. This is the second last video. Next week will be the very last video on the original series, and so I am both very sad but very happy at the same time that I have been able to at least take a peek at what the original series was, and I have absolutely loved my journey so far. I'm really excited for what these episodes have to bring. The Trouble with Tribbles and the Enterprise Incident are both episodes that a lot of people have recommended, so there must be something very good about them. And before we get into this reaction, let me do the lighting. So we turn the light, we said what color it should be. Boop! Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so the lighting today, I think I'm just gonna go classic blue because the Enterprise Incident just kind of sounds like we're gonna be on the Enterprise a lot, and so I'm gonna go blue because I associate the Enterprise with the color blue. And maybe the Trouble with Tribbles will have something blue in it as well that I could be like, oh look, the light represents this. And if you would like to check out more of my reactions, you can head over to my Patreon with uncut reactions to many of the movies I watch on YouTube, as well as early access reactions to my movies that come out 1 week early. Thank you so much if you check it out, and let's get back to the video. Okay, let's get into this thing. I hope you enjoy my reaction to the first episode we're going to be watching today, which is Season 2, Episode 15, The Trouble with Tribbles.
Space Station K7 now within sight.
Check off, check off. Every time he's on screen, I want to cheer.
1 parsec, sir. Close enough to smell them.
That is illogical, Ensign.
Spock is a joke, man.
Undeveloped. Sherman's planet is claimed by both sides, our Federation and the Klingon Empire.
Oh, wow. Planet at war.
And unfortunately, though the Klingons are brutal and aggressive, they are most efficient.
So this must be a Klingon episode then. I am excited.
Distress call. Priority channel. It's from Space Station K7.
Go to Wolf Factor 6.
Let's ignore it and let's fly away.
Space.
Final frontier. Whew, I hit those notes, man. Trouble with Tribbles by David Gerrold.
We're going in, armed for battle.
Men phasers armed and ready, sir.
Where's Sulu again?
Lieutenant Uhura, break subspace silence.
Hi, sir.
Maybe they're scared of peace.
Mr. Lurie, you issued a Priority 1 distress call. State the nature of your emergency.
Oh, was it an accident?
Uhura, see that the transporter room is standing by.
Hi, sir. Transporter room. Stand by.
I don't trust this. I don't trust this at all.
Why did you issue a Priority 1 distress call?
That was my order, Captain.
And who are you, idiot?
Mr. Barris is the Federation Undersecretary in charge of agricultural affairs in this quadrant.
Okay, I really don't care.
This is my assistant, Arn Darvin.
And this is my first officer, Mr. Spock. Mr. Spock?
Look, you can see the Enterprise in the background. That's cool.
But quadrotriticale is a rather...
Quadrotriticale is a high-yield grain.
Of course Spock knows this. He knows everything.
It can trace its ancestry all the way back to 20th century Canada.
Mr. Spock.
Canada! Canada! We gotta mention, guys. Canada is in Star Trek.
Distress call for a couple of tons of wheat.
Quadrotriticale.
I want to punch this assistant in the face.
The Sherman's planet affair is of extreme importance to the Federation.
Yeah. And there's a pretty good likelihood that Klingons are gonna do a little sneaky attack.
Captain Kirk, how dare you authorize a mere 2 men for a project of this importance? Starfleet Command.
Kirk's like, I am not putting more than 2 men on for a wheat delivery.
Federation.
Doesn't
Until
that
now.
bowl look like a butt? Like there's a butt in the bowl? A little bit, right? Like, I'm not going crazy.
She wants to shop, and I thought I would help her.
Oh, excuse me.
Who's this guy?
Stone anywhere, but I have something better.
He's like he's like one of those salesmen. You want to watch?
Oh, what is it? Is it alive?
What
May
is
I
that?
hold it?
It's a little
Oh,
fluff ball.
it's adorable.
Uhura, it looks like a lump.
What is it? Why, lovely lady, it's a tribble.
Oh, it's gonna cause some trouble.
Appreciates the finer thing.
1 credit apiece.
He won't bite, will he?
Sir,
Chekhov just threw those grains.
All right, I'll double my offer. 2 credits.
twice nothing is still nothing.
Haha, that's a good line.
I can see you're an honest man. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to lessen my price to 8.5 credits.
Oh my god.
All right, you robber, 6 credits.
John, when can I have them?
Right away.
I bet they're only worth half a credit.
Hey, he's eating my grade.
That'll be 10 credits.
That happens
That's not good. That's not good.
here.
Oh, I couldn't. Could I?
Could I? So how is the Tribble gonna cause trouble? I am very concerned, yet excited at the same time.
The safety of the grain and the project is your responsibility.
Why is it so essential? I would love to know.
Captain Kirk,
Yes, Lieutenant, what is it?
sensors are picking up a Klingon battle cruiser.
Oh, yeah.
Ship, 100 kilometers off K7. It's just sitting there.
Captain, I have Mr. Lurie.
It's just watching.
Attack us.
Why not?
Because at this moment, the captain of the Klingon ship is sitting right here.
Oh, that's amazing. Look, they're just regular Joe Blows.
Cancel red alert. We'll beam right down.
You know what all the Klingons look like? All the Klingons, at least the ones in this show, they look like evil Spock. If evil Spock was an alien race, and that's what the Klingons look like.
Shore leave rights.
Shore leave.
Captain, we Klingons are not as luxury.
Klingons? You pronounce your own race wrong.
Let us both take steps to keep it that way.
This is like on a knife's edge.
Another technical journal, Scotty?
Aye.
Don't you ever relax?
I am relaxing.
His relaxing is work.
How long have you had that thing, Lieutenant?
Since yesterday.
They just kind of remind me of gremlins. Like, I bet they turn into some monsters.
Fortunately, of course, I am immune to...
As he pets it.
I won't harm a hair on its head. Wherever that is.
Exactly, they just look like really bad hats.
Yes, Mr. Barris, what can I do for you?
Kirk, this station is swarming with Klingons.
I was not...
He doesn't sound that happy.
It has been noted and logged. Kirk out.
I love Spock's just looking at Kirk the entire time.
Hi, Joe.
It's expanded. He took one, and now there's like 50.
Let me guess. The Klingons. Barris.
Why do you also have a giant skull behind you, Bones?
Do you know what you get if you feed a Tribble too much? A fat Tribble. Going on shore leave, Scotty? I know, sir.
I want you to go on shore leave.
Scotty never takes a break. Not this guy again. This guy knows something.
Ah, friend Klingon. Can I interest
They scare Klingons.
Get it away from me.
They scare Klingons. Why?
It's only a harmless little... Take it away. Yes.
Interesting. Tribble. He has so many. This has got to be one of the funniest Star Trek episodes so far. This honestly just feels like a slice of life episode. Obviously there's political things happening in the background, but it just feels very like relaxed.
Scotch?
Aye.
It was invented by a little old lady from Leningrad.
Frankly, I never liked Earthers. They remind...
Fair enough.
You ought to be more forgiving.
No,
We'll check out Lash Out.
I just...
He is young.
Overbearing, tin-plated dictator with delusions of godhood.
Oh my god.
Everybody's entitled to an opinion.
That's right.
Dude, Chekhov's about to punch you in the face.
It's not worth fighting for. We're big enough to take a few insults. Now drink, you drink.
Aw, you just stole this man's drink and gave him an empty glass, poor guy.
That's sagging, old rust buckets.
Oh, now you're getting to Scotty.
Don't you think you should rephrase that?
I meant to say that it should be hauled away as garbage.
Dude, you're about to get whacked by 2 fists. Boom, boom. Chekhov and Scotty. Vodka and scotch. Ah, good punch, man. Chekhov, you tried your best, man. Why is this guy smiling so much and watching? Good try, Chekhov. I swear, he's just trying his best, man. You know, this is one of the better fights in Star Trek so far. It's actually pretty funny. It's actually pretty good. What is this episode, guys? What is this episode, seriously?
I don't know, sir.
I don't know, sir.
Why don't you ask Scotty?
Aye, Captain.
Who threw the first punch, Scotty?
I did.
I did, Captain.
You did, Mr. Scott?
Of course. They criticized his baby.
Why did Chekhov want to start a fight?
The Klingons
They're insulting you, man.
paired you with that Danubian slime devil.
I see.
And then they said that you were...
I get the picture. That's when you hit the Klingons.
No, sir.
He's like, what? What?
And I didn't see that it was worth fighting about. After all,
Poor Kirk. Kirk's gonna start swinging in a second.
they called the Enterprise a garbage scow. Sir.
Oh no.
Well, sir, this was a matter of pride.
Yeah, you know what? You can understand it from Scotty.
Thank you, sir. It'll give me a chance to catch up on my technical journals.
Aww.
See no practical use for them.
Does everything have to have a practical use for you?
Yeah, there's no practical use for mosquitoes, yet here we are.
Discovered.
What is that, Doctor?
I like them. Better than I like you.
Aw, that's so mean.
You indeed have one redeeming characteristic.
What's that?
They do not talk too much.
Oh my god, Spock with the insults. They're actually everywhere. They're almost like a weapon. They'd be a great spy or a great distraction weapon or something.
Turning nothing.
Oh, but they do give us something, Mr. Spock. They give us love. Well, Cyrano Jones...
Why is that one in your shirt? Ohora, you know there's one in your shirt, right?
Mystified at your tone of voice. I've done nothing to warrant such severe treatment.
Oh, really?
You introduced the Tribbles into our lives.
Into an environment where their natural multiplicative proclivities would have no restraining factor.
Was he trying to get them to eat the grain?
If I did, what would happen to man's search for knowledge? Well, I must be tending my ship a while.
The grain is going to be gone.
I think of this project as very important. It is you I take lightly.
Oh, Kirk.
Now, that man who just walked out of here.
Cyrano Jones, a Klingon agent.
It's possible. They'll eat the wheat.
Man is an independent scout, Captain. It's quite possible that he is also a Klingon spy.
I would believe it.
Station is not an offense. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a ship to tend to. Au revoir.
I think these guys are right, though. That's the thing. Jesus. That is a lot of them. They're on your food. That is disgusting.
It's of that type on the space station.
And in the storage compartments.
They're eating all the grain. This is what I've been saying.
Guard, is that door secure?
Yes, sir. Nothing could get in.
Good. Open it.
There's gonna be no grain. It's all gone. Oh, you know what? At least it's soft. That's so many. That's so many. I kind of want one though, like a plushie of one. I'd love that. If you threw them, would it hurt, or would they just like bounce?
Hundreds of thousands.
1,771,561.
Thank you, Spock. Thank you, Spock.
Large litter of 10, producing a new generation every 12 hours over a period of 3 days.
They're kind of like bacteria, you know how bacteria just spreads so quickly?
I am going to hold you responsible,
Mr.
Kirk.
Barris, I'll hold you in irons if you don't shut up.
Jim.
Kirk, you are a little bit at fault though, you know? You didn't take him seriously at all.
We quit feeding them, they stopped breeding.
That seems very obvious.
I want to know what killed these Tribbles.
I haven't figured out what keeps them alive yet.
That look from Kirk.
Close that door.
Yeah, I was gonna say, they just keep coming. They just keep coming.
An apology. Yes.
You've harassed my men. You've treated them like criminals.
For the fist fight? Come on.
What was in the grain that killed them?
Captain Kirk, before you go on, may I make a request?
No. Oh, that guy's a Klingon. That guy's a Klingon.
Him, for one.
Ah, I like this. I knew I didn't like the assistant.
They don't like Klingons.
Oh my god.
Mr. Barris, they like you. Well, there's no accounting for taste.
You're a Klingon, you're a spy, you're a scoundrel, you idiot.
I wonder what Starfleet Command will say about that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, it was poison. Yes, it's been impregnated with a virus.
So the Tribbles actually helped.
That is essentially it.
Dude, they were gonna poison the whole planet.
I have nothing to say. All right, I poisoned the grain. Take them away.
And the Tribbles...
He's so scared of these little pom-poms. You're such a wimp.
Sorry.
They're actually the best weapon against Klingons. Why doesn't everyone use this against them?
And to like Tribbles.
Well, Captain.
This poor guy.
After all, my Tribbles did put you wise to the poison grain.
They did.
If you do that, I'll speak to Mr. Lurie about returning your spaceship.
He looks so sad.
All right, all right.
You'll do it.
I'll do it.
It can't really take 17.9 years, can it? You can clear out this room in an hour, tops. Where are you gonna put all of them? In your coat? What?
Taking into account the possibilities of...
Gentlemen, I don't want to interrupt this Mutual Admiration Society, but I'd like to know where...
Well, it was Mr. Scott who performed the actual engineering.
Oh no, not Scott again.
I used the transporter, Captain.
Well, where did you transport them?
Into your
Scott,
room.
you didn't transport them into space, did you?
Oh. Into space?
I gave them a very good home, sir.
Where?
I gave them to the Klingon, sir.
Oh, that's amazing.
Boodle into the air engine room, where there'll be no Tribble at all.
That is perfect. That is perfect, Mr. Scott. That episode was so wacky and so random, but it was still a lot of fun, you know? And that was my reaction to The Trouble with Tribbles Season 2, Episode 15 of Star Trek, the original series. That episode was so strange. Usually when you guys say, like, request episodes, or, like, there's an episode that is unanimously requested, usually that episode is a more serious episode. And so a lot of the Star Trek episodes that I've watched, save for one or two of them, have been fairly serious Star Trek episodes with more existential questions. You know, you can feel the weight of those episodes. They're heavy episodes. This one was not anything like any episode I have seen before. It was comedic. It was so funny. It was so random. It was so cute. It didn't feel like it had any weight or held any weight whatsoever. Any wheat whatsoever. Oh, that's not funny. But it didn't feel like it had any weight or any overall implications for characters or anything like that. And yeah, it was just kind of like almost a one-off episode that for some reason so many people requested. And I'm very curious as to why. Not because I think the episode is bad. I really enjoyed this episode. I had a lot of good fun with this episode. And maybe that is why people requested this episode, because it's just a really well-made, fun, entertaining episode that is just kind of lifts any weight from more serious episodes off your shoulders. And yeah, that could be the reason. I enjoyed this episode quite a bit, though. I thought the humor in it was really good. Spock was very funny in this episode for some reason. I thought Scotty, Mr. Scott, was very, very fun in this episode as well. There were some great dialogue moments, some great reaction shots, like when Mr. Scott is telling Kirk what happened, and Kirk's like, so you punched the Klingons because they insulted the Enterprise, but you didn't punch them because they insulted me. I really liked that as well. Chekhov, when he was trying to defend Kirk, just Chekhov in general in this episode was pretty great. The Tribbles, super cute and super fluffy. They looked like gremlins gremlins, like gremlin balls. You know when like the gremlins like give birth and they pop off like in little balls off the back? That's kind of what they looked like. But they were still, I guess, I don't know. I wouldn't even say they were cute. I kind of want a plushie of one, but it's also just a ball with fur on it. So do I even want a plushie of one? But yeah, they were cute. I thought they were interesting. The gag at the end where all the Tribbles went onto the Klingon ship, and then Mr. Scott's like, yeah, they won't call us any Tribble here anymore. I thought that was a really good line and just a really fun end moment of it all. Also, how many are actually on the spaceship? I know there's a lot, but is it actually going to take that guy 17.9 years to collect all of them? Because, man, that is a very long time. But you know what? At least he has like a free home. He can stay on that spaceship for 17.9 years. He doesn't got to go look out for places for rent and stuff like that. I don't know what the real estate market of the galaxy is like, but at least he has a home. And yeah, I don't honestly have too much more to say about this episode. I just really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it was funny. It was definitely the funniest episode I have seen of the original series so far. It was one of the lightest episodes I have seen of the original series. I just felt like one where I could just relax and just laugh with our characters, and we got a really nice viewpoint into our characters' lives. You know, it just didn't feel like this episode was connected to anything of the bigger picture, because yes, there was still like politics in the background of this episode, the Klingon politics, the planet that was being contended for by both political parties, by Starfleet and by the Klingons. So there are definitely these serious undertones in the episode, but they never felt like they were super serious or anything, or that people were taking them too seriously. Even Captain Kirk wasn't taking his responsibilities in this episode super seriously, so nothing actually felt like it had a lot of weight to it, but I don't think that was a detriment. I think it was just fun to relax with our characters with a very strange but interesting plot at the same time. And I think that's all this episode is. That's all the episode needed to be, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. So yeah, let's get into the next one now, which is another highly requested episode, which is now in season 3. We are jumping to season 3, so I'm excited to see if we have a new intro for season 3. And I think it's episode 2 of season 3. It is the Enterprise incident. Let's get into that episode now.
Leonard McCoy recording. I'm concerned about Captain Kirk. He shows indications of increasing tension and
worse quality, and I don't know if that's my Wi-Fi that's dropped or just the camera quality in general.
I'm concerned with the present. Or is it becoming too much for this crew to present me with current information?
Chekhov and Sulu together. Look at that.
He has resisted all of my attempts to run a psychological profile on him.
Why?
Come about to 185 Mark 3.
Spock's like, why?
Lead us directly into the Romulan neutral zone.
Yes, very perceptive, Mr. Sulu. I know where the course change takes us.
I am so confused. Why are you doing this?
Aye, sir.
Isn't it illegal to go into the neutral zone without clearance from Starfleet?
Our immediate vicinity.
Better and better, Mr. Spock.
Captain, leaving neutral zone.
He must know something. Maybe he's seen the past, because he made that comment at the start of the episode too that was like, past and present, guys.
Planes, you can bring them out into the open.
Oh, guys. That is a Romulan ship.
That's a Klingon ship.
Oh, wait, no, that's a Klingon ship. My bad, everyone. I'm sorry.
But it couldn't be not in this area.
That's why I thought, too. That's why I said Romulan.
Second ship has appeared.
Oh my god. There are three ships. Oh, the music, the zoom in. I'm ready for this episode. Why did Kirk do this? He must know something.
Space.
Also, is this a different intro or the same intro?
To boldly go where no man has gone before.
Ah, but it's blue. It's blue words. Ah, someone in the comments was saying that blue words equals third season. And they were right. And they're still just singing though. They're singing I Love It. The Enterprise incident.
Class 2 signal from the Romulan vessel.
Put it on the main viewing screen, Lieutenant, and complete it.
Will they have invisible ships? You'll never be as cool as the other Romulan captain leader, man.
Ship is surrounded, Captain. You will surrender immediately, or we will destroy you.
I don't have good zooms onto Kirk's face in this episode so far.
Save your threats. If you board this ship, I'll blow it up. You'll gain nothing.
What?
Of the situation.
A subspace message will take 3 weeks to reach Starfleet.
Oh, yeah, good try, Kirk.
I believe the Romulans have developed a cloaking device.
They have.
Renders
They
our
have.
tracking sensors useless.
The birds of prey.
As ourselves and keep her from the Romulans, or we can surrender.
So 2 ways lead to death, and the third one may lead to death.
Zone. On your order, you would not now need our opinions to...
Yeah, why did you cross it, Kirk?
Authority. Dismissed, Doctor. Jim, I said dismiss.
What's wrong with you, man?
Commander wishes to see you and your first officer aboard this vessel.
Oh my days.
We trust each other, Captain. But you are the ones who violated our territory.
Yeah, you guys did. Yeah, exactly. Kirk, you're in the wrong in this one right now.
Give us your transport.
You better have a good reason for doing this. Oh, come on. I quite like the music. A lot of horns. Bop, 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 bop is good. Looks like a lady. Ah, Lady Romulan. A Romulette.
The matter of trespass into Romulan space is one of galactic import. A violation of treaties. Now I ask you simply, what is your mission here?
Exactly.
Error. We were across the neutral zone before we realized it. Then we were surrounded by your ships before we could get...
Why are you lying?
Past the neutral zone.
Accidents can happen. Cut off. Backup systems can malfunction. We were due for an overhaul 2 months ago.
He's like kind of angry, Kirk, you know? Aggressive in this episode.
Perhaps you have another word for it.
You're grossly mistaken if you think that we were there to...
See, he's like evil Kirk almost. Oh, she's gonna ask the same question. How did you get here?
The captain has made his statement.
Will it be the same as the captain's or different?
That are known to us. Your situation appears most interesting.
What earns?
I should have made the lighting pink.
Our forebears had the same roots and origins. Something you wouldn't understand.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Or is it a myth? That Vulcans are incapable of lying.
Oh, they can lie. But he's also half human.
You're being clever, Commander. That is unworthy of a Romulan.
Oh, dude, Spock has comebacks in this show.
On a Vulcan, that will make him speak.
But
that is a fact.
I can do force on Kirk.
Then they will leave him dead. Or what might be worse than dead.
Insane.
The strain of command has worn heavily upon him. He has not been himself for several weeks.
That's a lot.
Yeah, look. He acts so weird.
I believe he has lost the capacity for rational decision.
Shut up, Spock!
What is happening with Kirk?
Captain Kirk ordered the Enterprise across the neutral zone on his own initiative and his craving for glory.
Dude, I kind of want to slap Kirk in this episode. Like, what's happening with him?
He is not sane.
Yeah, he's definitely insane. Did he eat something? Did he wake up on the wrong side of the bed? What's happening with him?
Highly instrumental in confirming this intrusion into Romulan space was not an act.
I'm glad she's back too.
Fully responsible. Since the crew had no choice but to obey orders, the crew will not be held responsible.
Oh, thank you.
You will there be processed and released to Federation Command.
That is the best outcome you could ever come to.
Rig. Lieutenant Uhura, give me a channel to that ship.
Scotty, don't go insane, please. Don't go insane.
And we will stay right here until he returns.
I think you just need to give Kirk a good whack. Like, boom, get him out of this daze, whatever he's in.
How long have you been a Starfleet officer, Spock?
Why is she lounging like that?
And you serve
She's literally going,
for someone with your capabilities and accomplishments? Opportunities are made and will be.
Remember that Star Trek movie where Spock's a captain?
You will stop looking on the Federation as
Just
the
came to
whole
my mind
universe.
when they're talking about this.
The Enterprise.
Of course.
She's like, so what?
Greatly. It would be the achievement of a lifetime.
That is very true.
And it would open equal opportunities for you.
What, she's saying be a captain for the Romulan Empire on the Enterprise? I mean, how well does it pay? That's my next question. Kirk, you should have known that was going to happen.
Preach to Dr. McCoy.
Why does McCoy have so many skulls everywhere? Like, is he a skull collector? Are they all of the slain enemies that he has destroyed over the years?
I neglected to mention I'll expect you for dinner. We have much to...
He's like, I don't eat dinner.
That corridor is forbidden to all but loyal Romulan.
I wonder what's in there now.
To cross the neutral zone. Could this mental incapacity have afflicted him?
I like this woman. I like this woman.
Mr. Spock.
She is pretty logical, actually. You can kind of see the Vulcan roots a little bit through her.
Safe haven.
There is no alternative, Doctor. The safety of the crew is now the paramount issue.
Yeah. Yes, Spock, go into his mind. Or just knock him out. That works too.
I instinctively used the Vulcan death grip.
Death grip? Are you serious?
The captain is dead.
Another death. This is the second death of Spock. Spock has killed James Kirk twice. Seems like Kirk's biggest enemy isn't the Klingons, or the Romulans, or anyone else, but Mr. Spock himself. Never trust the people you're closest to. That's the message of this show.
Doctor! Dr. McCoy! Dr. McCoy!
Why did you open your eyes, Kirk?
And ship. Jim and Spock were operating under Federation orders.
Really? Federation orders. So he's just acting up. This is all a ruse. Not arouse. I hope no one's aroused.
So that if anything went wrong, you would be the one to blame.
And no one else.
Scott, please. All right, Doctor. It better be important.
It is. It is. This is interesting now. The twist that this was all planned the entire time. And it kind of makes sense now. He is a Romulan. He has become Romulan.
Are those Romulan officers still aboard the ship?
They're in the brig, sir.
He's
I'll
gonna
need a
dress as
Romulan
one.
uniform.
He's gonna dress as one and go back on, infiltrate the ship from the inside. So this is probably a way to try and figure out their cloaking devices then.
Recruiting inducement.
We have other inducements.
Dude, she's ready to just whip off all her clothes for Spock. Like I'm expecting every time the camera, like, when it cuts back to her, boom, just naked.
What is Spock doing? What's delaying him?
I wish I knew.
He looks kind of good as a Romulan. Oh, you know that hallway?
Your alertness to him. Return to your duty.
Thank you, Centurion.
You know that hallway that they talked about? I bet that's where the invisible stuff is kept.
To which to return. I
offer orange juice and good snacks.
With me.
Ah, I told you she was ready.
But there are also many other pleasant things.
Spock's like, go on. Go on.
I am so glad.
Their heads are kind of close.
You will take your rightful place as its commander.
Okay.
Even better. Would it not?
She's like, okay.
Well, I do. Would you like to hear it?
No, I'm good, thanks. He's like, lean in. I have bad hearing.
The soldier will transform herself into a woman.
Dude, Spock has Riz. This man. Dude, he's just like ladies moss to a flame. Look, her pants are basically down already. Jeez, man. I'd be scared to bring my girlfriend near Spock. You know, he'd probably just go, hey there. And then she'd go, oh, wow, that man's Spock. I'm leaving you, Oliver. That's probably exactly what would happen.
Well, sir.
Alien, are you certain?
Yes, Sub-Commander.
I must know the source.
Right in the room now, sir.
I must know the source.
At present, I am rather heavily.
At present, I'm about to do it with this Romulan lady.
It's not only more appropriate, it should actually stimulate.
He's got away with words, this guy. I gotta learn a thing or two from Spock.
By the touch of an alien hand.
I must confess.
I'm gonna paralyze you in a second. Bah!
It is urgent, Commander.
She's getting cock blocked. Or, as the more logical people would say, Spock blocked.
The cloaking device. Bring him.
I like that she realized pretty instantly, though, you know? She realized she was getting played. Sounded like plastic. Nice, Kirk. Kirk's really good with those one-hit KOs. Oh, that's good, mate.
I hope you can buy us enough time to get this cloaking device installed.
Well, it'll have to be hooked into our deflector shield control.
Oh, he's gonna use it for the Enterprise to escape. Oh, that's genius.
I assure you, I am quite sane.
For the job, woman. But it was pretty cruel. Being a spy is one thing, but breaking someone's heart is a next level.
I hope Mr. Spock can buy us the time we need.
Captain!
Spock's like, sorry, Kirk, I got no money. How am I supposed to buy you time? Sorry, that's a bad joke.
Hate criminals is both painful and unpleasant.
He's like, sweet.
Tradition well. The right is granted.
Thank you.
But it won't mean anything.
Don't require much time. No more than...
He's just trying to buy time.
20 minutes, I should say.
Ah, look at you, Spock.
State the obvious, Spock.
There is no regulation regarding the content of my statement.
He's like, let me finish, please.
Stand by, Scotty.
Sir, transporter room has the coordinates and is ready for beaming.
Ah, let's pray.
The combined Romulan-Vulcan history of obedience to duty.
She's hugging him. She's hugging him.
Take us away from the Romulans. Warp factor 9.
9? Wow, that's fast.
There on the Enterprise.
Oh, cool.
We have you under our weapons, Enterprise. You cannot escape.
We have your commander.
Weapons officer, stand by to fire main batteries as soon as we reach optimum range.
Kirk, that didn't really work, did it?
Can handle this alien contraption.
Press play, do it. Turn invisible. That was so cool. Oh, the silence, the music just going away.
Track a vessel so equipped.
Thank you, Mr. Spock.
The Enterprise is now probably the most powerful ship in the universe. Well, the Borg are still out there. I will never forget about the Borg.
It was my only interest when I boarded your vessel.
Yeah, but now?
That you and I exchanged something more permanent.
I mean, you did do some kind of sensual hand touches here and there. I like the lighting on her face.
Entering neutral zone, Captain.
Very good, Mr. Chekhov. Thank you, Mr. Leslie.
Sick bay to bridge.
Kurt, can you take that makeup off now?
What for?
Well, you're due in surgery. I'm going to bob.
Oh, yeah.
Captain, please go.
Wait, so that's surgically enhanced. Look at all them laughing. Star Trek always ends with people laughing. And that was my reaction to the Enterprise incident, the second episode of the third season. And that was a really, really good episode. Sorry, I just got sidetracked very, very briefly by the summary of episode 1 of the third season, which is Kirk pursues aliens who have taken Spock's brain. How is that even possible? I am very concerned for Spock. But anyways, I was a little concerned for Spock in this episode too. I was very concerned for Kirk in this episode. This episode was really good. So I guess the theme for Star Trek is that if Romulans appear in the original series, we got a good episode, because both of the Romulan episodes that I watched in this show were great episodes. I still think Balance of Terror was a better episode. However, the Enterprise incident was still very good, very fun. A lot of twists and turns in this episode. The first half of this episode, very confusing on an overall level in terms of what Kirk is doing as a character. He just is acting so different than usual. He's so aggressive. He's overly emotional. He's angry all the time. He's loud and shouting. He's not nowhere near the calm, cool, collected Kirk. Even like swaggering Kirk that we know of. And it was just very strange. I was like, what is happening? This isn't Kirk. And then obviously it gets revealed this is all part of the plan. It was this kind of elaborate plan to get this invisibility cloak, if you will, for the ships, this camouflage for the ships. And it was a pretty cool plan, I gotta say. It confused me, so obviously it's gonna confuse the Romulans as well. But yeah, for a show, for a season that was only produced because a bunch of letters, like thousands, I assume thousands of letters written by fans for the canceled Star Trek show were sent to whatever studio, whatever network was creating Star Trek. Season 3 doesn't feel like it lacks budget. At the start, I was like, oh, it looks a little different. Like, it just looks a lower quality. But I think that was just my Amazon Prime, Paramount Plus, just like loading, like the Wi-Fi was just slow or something. That's why it was just a little looking blurry, because it still felt like Star Trek to me. And a lot of people were complaining that the third season of Star Trek wasn't as good as the first 2 seasons, and maybe that's the case. I'm only watching 2 episodes from season 3. We only have 1 more episode left of this run, by the way, which is really sad. Next week's video is the last video, so that is very, very sad. But it still felt like Star Trek. The characters still felt the same. The writing for this episode was still really good. It was a very fun episode to watch. I loved being on board the Romulan ship, seeing more Romulan life. It's always cool to see other life outside of the Enterprise and other like the big alien groups that you see reoccurring in Star Trek over and over and over again. The Romulan commander as well, I thought was really interesting, very different than the more analytical Romulan commander that we got in the first Romulan episode that we watched. And yeah, she was different, but she was still cool. You know, she still felt very logical. She still felt like she was analytical, but just less so. And, you know, she fell in love maybe a little bit too easily. Like, she fell for Spock. But, I mean, at the same time, it is Spock. Spock's got the moves. He is a smooth guy if you give him the chance. You know, he is really good at the comebacks in this episode, in Trouble with Tribbles, and in many other episodes. He had those comebacks ready. He has these hard-hitting, tough lines just at the ready. He is very good at coming up with these lines. So I can understand why, you know, women would just fall for him. You know, he's got the pointy ears if you're into that stuff. He's got the pointy eyebrows if you're into that stuff, as I'm sure the Romulan commander is. And he's also tall. So he has these 3 things. I just put up 2 fingers for 3 things. These 3 things that I'm sure the Romulan commander likes. So, you know, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, the benefit of the doubt. Spock is just this beautiful, handsome devil in her eyes, maybe even exotic because he's a Vulcan and she's a Romulan. But I still thought that she fell in love way too fast. Like, she just let down her entire guard pretty instantly when it seemed like she was a very logical and more analytical person when we first met her. Like, she was grilling Kirk and then she was grilling Spock and stuff like that and trying to turn Spock onto her side. So maybe it makes sense that she was trying to persuade Spock, and maybe even her intentions at the start weren't to fall in love with Spock, but were just to sway him onto joining her team. But still, I did think that part was a little bit rushed, but it was still fun to see Kirk dressed as a Romulan, walking around, you know, stealing the invisibility cloak. The space chase at the end where the Enterprise turned invisible was so cool, how the music just slowly disappears as the Enterprise disappears, and then it's just this silence, this empty space and the silence from the music. That was a really nice touch for the show. It just added to the visual aspect of it with the music. It was great. And yeah, I thought William Shatner as well did a great job as kind of, he was almost similar to Evil Kirk from Mirror Mirror, where he was just yelling and shouting, obviously not doing any of the atrocious things that Evil Kirk was doing or was wanting to do, but still acting very aggressive. And so it was fun to see William Shatner act like that once again, and it was very confused, but you know, it all made sense later on. Some cool camera work in this episode as well. A lot of push-ins to Kirk or to Spock for bigger moments, which was cool. One of my favorite shots was just to push in and we're looking down, so we kind of push in and tilt up a little bit, and so we have like this kind of below chin view of Kirk and Spock, and they're standing there. They just look bigger and like more powerful than usual. I don't know, it was just a really interesting shot. And yeah, overall, really enjoyed this episode, and that is it for my review. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to the wonderful, beautiful, amazing people right here for supporting me and supporting my channel. It really does mean a lot. Only 1 more video left, 1 more episode left next week, and then we are done the original series on the channel. It is a sad time, but I'm also happy that I got to watch this show with you guys, and I'll talk more about that on my last video, how grateful I am to be able to watch this show and have all of your guys' support watching this show as well, reading your comments. It's been amazing seeing all your comments and seeing how much you guys love Star Trek, love the original series, and it's really helped me get into this show. I mean, the show itself has been amazing, but seeing you guys with like the passion in the comments, the long comments you guys give me with all this information, I love reading them, and you know, it just gets me into the show a lot more. It just gives me, it makes me excited to watch it because I know you guys are excited to watch it as well. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week for the last video of Star Trek the original series. See you then.